somewhere beneath the Pacific Ocean. Right now, a machine the size of a skyscraper is gliding in complete silence, carrying enough nuclear firepower to end civilization as we know it. You can't hear it, you can't see it. Even the world's most advanced sonar systems struggle to find it. It has been patrolling the deep for over 40 years, and it has never once fired its missiles. This is the USS Ohio, 560 feet long, 18,750 tons, powered by a nuclear reactor that never needs refueling for 20 years, armed with 24 Trident II ballistic missiles, each capable of striking any city on Earth within 30 minutes. It cost $2 billion to build. It took over a decade to design, and it was constructed by hand in a shipyard in Connecticut by a team of 10,000 engineers who had never built anything like it before. It is not just the most powerful submarine ever built by the United States. It is the most destructive single vehicle ever created in human history. This is the story of how America built the impossible machine, and why, even today, no other country on Earth has anything close to it. This is Groton, Connecticut, the birthplace of the most powerful submarine in human history. In 1976, where there was mud and empty dock, today stands the machine that redefined nuclear warfare. It all started on a drafting table, 560 feet of destiny drawn in blue ink by 10,000 engineers. The hull demanded something extraordinary: HY-80 steel, forged at 2,800 degrees, strong enough to survive the deep ocean's crushing pressure. The first keel section was laid in the dry dock, 42 feet wide, heavier than a 747, and it was just the beginning. 8 massive hull sections joined by miles of precision, welding zero tolerance for error a mile underwater. At its heart, the S-8G nuclear reactor, a 500-ton power plant the size of a compact car that would run for 20 years without refueling. That reactor produces 60,000 shaft horsepower, enough power to drive 18,750 tons through the ocean at over 25 knots. April 7, 1979, the hull of USS Ohio slid into the Thames River for the first time. History had just left the dock. Its first deep dive confirmed what the engineers had promised. This machine could disappear into the ocean and never be found. The control room, 24 stations, 2 periscopes, and the collective responsibility of managing a nuclear arsenal at sea. Covering every inch of the outer hull, 46,000 anechoic rubber tiles, each one absorbing and scattering sonar waves before they could reveal the submarine's position. Home base: Naval Submarine Base Bangor, Washington, where the world's largest covered dry dock was built specifically to maintain these machines. Inside each of the 24 missile tubes, a Trident II D5 ballistic missile, 44 feet tall, 130,000 pounds, range 7,456 miles, capable of reaching any city on Earth. From launch to impact in 30 minutes, a single Trident can dispatch 14 independently targeted nuclear warheads to 14 separate cities. The captain's quarters, a 10 by 8 foot room, the largest personal space on the boat, bearing the weight of 24 nuclear missiles, 155 crew, 4 meals a day, 77 days, 0 windows. The mess hall is civilization in a steel tube. 96 bunks for 155 crew. Hot tracking means sharing a bed with a man you've never met awake, in a corridor barely 36 inches wide. The propulsion chain. Reactor to steam generator to turbine to a 20-foot, 7-bladed propeller, all mounted on rubber vibration mounts to preserve silence. Listening to the ocean through a 15-foot sonar dome and a 2,400-foot towed array that hears a needle drop at 100 miles. In the sonar room, a green waterfall display tracks every sound in the ocean. A spike in the display means a contact. A contact means danger. At 560 feet, the Ohio Class is longer than 1.8 Statues of Liberty laid end to end, the largest submarine ever built by the United States. The Cold War created the Ohio Class. The Soviet Union's 350 nuclear-armed submarines demanded an American answer that was smaller, quieter, and more lethal. Kings Bay, Georgia, the Atlantic home of the Ohio Fleet, where the rivers run black with the color of submerged steel. 24 Trident II missiles, each carrying warheads with a yield 38 times the Hiroshima bomb, filling 130 feet of the submarine's midsection. At any given moment, 8 to 10 Ohio-class submarines are on patrol somewhere in the world's oceans, invisible, silent, and armed. The dual-key launch system. 2 officers, 2 keys, 12 feet apart, designed so that no single person can ever end the world alone. Those who served aboard described it simply: the most serious job a human being can hold, and the most important. A single 77-day patrol covers 20,000 nautical miles, and the submarine sends 0 radio messages outbound for the entire journey. That 7-bladed propeller, machined to within 1,000th of an inch, is the secret of the submarine's silence. No cavitation, no noise, no trail. The torpedo room doubles as sleeping quarters. Bunks mounted above and between the Mark 48 ADCAP torpedoes, the boat's only self-defense weapon. 14 submarines on patrol. Up to 1,152 nuclear warheads deployed at sea. The most powerful deployed nuclear force ever assembled. The emergency action message, a red sealed envelope, is the chain between the President's order and the launch of nuclear missiles. Ohio carries 3.5 times more nuclear warheads than its nearest rival, yet was built in half the weight of the Russian Typhoon class. The ship's inertial navigation system, accurate to within 1,500 feet after 77 days without GPS, is the submarine's only guide in the deep. An emergency blow floods the ballast tanks with 3,000 psi air, sending 18,750 tons from 400 feet to the surface in under 60 seconds. 47,740 meals served. 10,000 gallons of fresh water made from the sea every day. 0 sunlight. That is a patrol. The electrolysis plant splits sea water into hydrogen and oxygen. The crew breathes air manufactured from the ocean itself. The reverse osmosis system converts salt water to drinking water. The crew has more fresh water available than any surface ship in the fleet. During a 24-month refit, 1,000 workers flood the submarine. All 24 missile tubes opened. The reactor disassembled for new fuel. New fuel rods glow with Cherenkov radiation, a blue light visible only in the presence of spent nuclear fuel being handled underwater. At night alongside the pier, the Ohio-class submarine is just a black shape in the dark water, still the most dangerous thing in any ocean. SSBNs carry 70% of America's deployed nuclear warheads, and they are considered the most survivable leg of the nuclear triad. One-way communication only. The submarine receives messages but never replies. Radio silence is its most important defensive tool. The Ohio Class is longer than Notre Dame Cathedral, wider than a football field end zone, and carries 24 times the destructive potential of the atomic bomb. The photonic mast, thinner than a beer can's radar cross-section, replaces the old glass periscope, giving digital eyes at the surface. In the Arctic, the Ohio Class can punch its sail through 4 feet of ice to surface in conditions no other submarine can survive. Since 1981, the name US Ohio has meant one thing: the beginning of America's nuclear deterrence at sea. 96 bunks, 155 sailors, 77 days. The most important housing in the world is 33 feet wide and 400 feet underwater. $36 billion to build 18 of them. At $2 billion each, the Ohio Class is the best value nuclear deterrent in history. Every 4 minutes, another torpedo can be loaded and fired. 4 tubes, practiced daily, ready without hesitation. Delivery day, when the Navy takes the submarine from the shipyard, the most dangerous handshake in American engineering history. 235 gauges, switches, and displays. The reactor control panel is the most complex human creation in a very complex machine. When a Trident launches, 130,000 pounds of missile exits a tube 150 feet underwater, and first-stage ignition turns night into day. 3 inches of HY-80 steel is all that separates 155 human beings from 1,200 pounds per square inch of ocean pressure. Russia built bigger with the Typhoon. America built smarter with the Ohio. The result carries more warheads in a hull half the weight. 4 of the Ohio-class boats were converted to SSGNs, carrying 154 Tomahawk cruise missiles and 66 Navy SEALs, the world's most potent underwater strike platform. 154 Tomahawks launched from one submarine, a strike package that no surface fleet and no air force can match in speed or stealth. Even in tropical paradise, the Ohio Class carries its burden, 24 nuclear warheads beneath a blue Pacific sky, waiting for an order that will never come. The wardroom serves dinner at a mahogany table with white tablecloths, 400 feet underwater, because dignity and discipline are maintained even in the deep. Flooding the ballast tanks takes minutes, a 560-foot vessel vanishing beneath the surface as if the ocean simply swallowed it whole. Los Angeles-class attack submarines escort the Ohio during transit, guarding the Guardian, protecting the Protector. That ship's bell has rung for every watch change since 1981, a sound connecting the present crew to every sailor who served before them. 1,400 patrols, 65 years of continuous nuclear deterrence at sea, never once called upon to fire. A small buoy tethered by 400 feet of wire connects the submarine to the surface world, the thinnest possible thread of communication. The corpsman is the only medical professional on board. The nearest hospital is 400 feet above and 2,000 miles away. The most dangerous weapons storage facility in the Western Hemisphere looks, from the outside, like a national park. Silver dolphins, earned after a year of qualification, are the mark of a submariner who can operate every single system on the boat. 560 feet, 18,750 tons. 24 missiles, 336 warheads, cost $2 billion. Purpose: prevent nuclear war. Blue crew hands off to gold crew on the pier. 77 days of deterrence transferred in a handshake and a 10-second briefing. The Trident's first stage motor burns for 65 seconds at 370,000 pounds of thrust, driving 130,000 pounds of missile to Mach 24. Where Ohio was built in 1976, Columbia is now taking shape. the next generation of nuclear deterrence rising from the same dry dock. Columbia's hull is slightly wider, its propulsion electric, its reactor permanent, a life-of-ship core that never needs refueling. The fire control system tracks 8 contacts simultaneously and computes a torpedo attack solution in 30 seconds, a weapon rarely used, always ready. At full patrol depth, the Ohio Class is a shadow within a shadow, darker than the surrounding ocean, moving in absolute silence. Over 45 years, Ohio-class submarines have patrolled 50 million nautical miles with 0 confirmed detection events in their patrol zones. A demonstration and shakedown launch confirms what every deterrence patrol assumes. These missiles work, every time without exception. At periscope depth in a storm, the submarine rises and falls with the waves, the helmsman fighting the ocean to hold the ordered depth. 96 Trident II missiles aimed at potential adversary targets, right now, from submarines whose locations no adversary knows. The missile compartment corridor, 130 feet of white tube hatches receding into perspective, is the most consequential hallway in human history. A single W-88 warhead weighs 800 pounds and yields 475 kilotons, 38 times the bomb that destroyed Hiroshima. At golden hour on a calm Pacific, the Ohio Class is a silhouette against the sun, beautiful, peaceful, and carrying the end of the world. Movie night in the mess hall. Real submariners watching a Hollywood submarine film 400 feet underwater in the real thing. A faint line on a sonar waterfall display, and the entire submarine enters ultra-quiet mode, vanishing even further into silence. Ultra-quiet, fans off, speed to 4 knots, crew speaking in whispers. 18,750 tons becoming quieter than a dolphin in the open ocean. In ultra-quiet mode, the Ohio Class drops below the ambient noise of the ocean itself, rendering it acoustically invisible. In 2026, the Columbia Class is 60% complete in the same dry dock where Ohio was built, the future of American nuclear deterrence taking shape. 77 days, 155 sailors, 0 phone calls home. The chaplain's door is always open. In a Force 5 storm on the surface, 35-foot waves break over the forward deck, and the submarine rides through them as if the ocean is inconvenient rather than lethal. A reactor scram drill. Control rods drop in half a second. The chain reaction stops, and 155 trained professionals execute their emergency procedures without hesitation. Above the waves at periscope depth, a thin carbon fiber mast, invisible to radar, receiving signals from a world the crew cannot see. After 77 days in the deep, the crew emerges pale, bearded, and squinting into a gray Pacific dawn, and families wait beyond the security perimeter. $2 billion per submarine, carrying deterrent power that would cost $100 billion to replicate any other way. At 100 feet, the Ohio Class straddles the thermocline, bow in golden surface light, stern vanishing into the blue-black deep. Those who commanded Ohio-class submarines describe carrying 336 nuclear warheads not as power, but as the heaviest responsibility a human being can bear. The Ohio-class SSGN, carrying 154 Tomahawks alongside a carrier strike group, is half the carrier's length and potentially more lethal. The Soviet Union built 62 nuclear submarines. America built 18 Ohio-class boats, and the Ohio made the other 62 irrelevant. Every day, a fire control technician checks 24 green status lights, confirming that the missiles are ready, so they never have to be used. At 300 feet, banking slowly through a wide turn, The full 560-foot profile of the Ohio Class is the most impressive machine ever built for the deep. In 2027, US Ohio SSGN 726 will be decommissioned. 46 years of service, 1,400 patrols, and a world that remained at peace. Mutually assured destruction. The logic of deterrence is that neither side can win, so neither side starts, and the Ohio Class is the reason that logic holds. 5 miles of trailing wire connects a Boeing 707 flying at 35,000 feet to a submarine 400 feet below the ocean, the slender thread of presidential authority. In a 36-inch wide corridor 400 feet underwater, a Navy corpsman performs emergency surgery because the ocean does not wait for medical convenience. 24 open missile tubes during maintenance. 24 shafts of light coming up from the depths of the submarine like a cathedral of deterrence. Blue crew and gold crew rotate every 77 days, giving the Ohio Class a 66% at sea rate, double that of any aircraft carrier. In 2011 and 2018, converted Ohio Class SSGNs fired hundreds of Tomahawk missiles in combat, proving that the platform's purpose can evolve even as the mission endures. At periscope depth, the electronic support measures mass detects enemy radar in 1/10 of a second, hearing the search before being found. Every day at sea, the weapons officer signs the missile readiness report, 47 pages confirming that 24 nuclear weapons are ready to launch if the order comes. In the Bering Sea in winter, an Ohio-class submarine cuts through ice-flecked gray water with Alaska's mountains on the horizon, the edge of the world's most powerful navy. Starting in 2028, the Columbia-class will relieve the Ohio one by one, carrying the same mission into the next half-century of nuclear deterrence. The lead boat of the class, USS Ohio itself, will make her final approach to the shipyard in 2027. 46 years of keeping the peace, now ending with dignity. In the same dry dock where the first Ohio-class keel was laid in 1976, welding sparks are falling again, because the mission never ends, only the machine changes. A 560-foot submarine surfaces at sunrise in the North Pacific. The flag goes up. The crew has kept the world safe for another 77 days. That is the cost of peace.